Alrighty, so today I think I'm going to start working on the mufflers and the full exhaust on this thing. So I do have these FLOWMASTER FlowFX mufflers. They're like 58 bucks a piece. So we're going to get those things on. Check this out. Made a little crossbow last night with my son. So welded up a little release here. It worked out pretty slick. I do have some of these little exhaust hangers. These should work out pretty nice because they'll actually bolt to the vehicle and then you can weld that right onto the exhaust. So we'll do that the right way. I have like 4 boxes of stainless tubing. Right now I just have them kind of coming down and kicked out to the side right behind the front tire here. So I'm going to disconnect the V-band where that is connected. Like this one is just connected right down here, so I'll disconnect that and then make an entirely new tube going back. This one's a little trickier to see because it actually goes inside the frame rail before the V-band. But what I'll probably end up doing is keeping the little turn down pipes just in case I want to reuse those. And then I'll have like a completely removable rear section. These are straight through 3-inch mufflers, so they're not baffled or anything on the inside, so it shouldn't really restrict the flow too much compared to a baffled style muffler. Hopefully it'll just get the sound behind the cab and then quiet it down a little bit. I don't mind if it's loud, I just don't want it to be intolerable while I'm driving long distance, so we'll see how it ends up. This is a 71229 3-inch offset inlet and outlet. So it's offset inlet, center outlet. Basically looks like that. It's kind of what it looks like all the way through. So you can see it's just 3-inch all the way through. So no baffling or nothing. So it should be pretty similar to just a 3-inch pipe going straight through. All right, so I got both mufflers here. Welded some hangers on. So I just put 2 beads on each side, welded it on here, and then put 2 beads on each side of the hanger. Do have them hung opposite directions, and the plan is to hang them vertically like this on the outsides of the drive shaft. And there's a little section of a cross member that this will actually sit on top of. So the hanger piece will be this way, and I'll be able to run 2 bolts through it. So I'll go ahead and get one of them drilled and mocked up, and then I'll go under there with the camera. Alright, so making some progress here. I did start to kind of weld everything in. I just got everything tacked in now. I'm just using the MIG welder to kind of tack stuff in place. Driver's side, that one's fully welded. That was in the previous clip. The hangers just go up onto the top of this cross member here and they'll be bolted in. Passenger side looks the same way. And then the Ranger here has this weird little cross member. So driver's side's going on the top, passenger side's going underneath. Just kind of have it coming down, going underneath there, and then back up, and then it goes up above the transmission cross member and safety loop. So here it comes up above the cross member and safety loop, back down, and then I'll have to connect this piece to this piece right here. I decided I'm going to keep the main section from these little turn downs. Probably just end up cutting it off here and then running it straight to the back, just because I don't want to have to rebuild this whole down section. I spent quite a bit of time working on these, like from the V-band all the way down. So I'll probably just end up cutting this one here and then running the pipe back to connect it to this one. Just so I don't have to rebuild that whole section from the V-band down. So I'm probably going to pull this passenger side one out and fully weld it and put it back in. Just because I don't want to risk knocking the tacks off of here while I'm trying to connect the front section. So I'll get started on that. Alright, so I got this piece all welded up now. Now I can throw it back in and then start building the rest of it. Now as I'm building the front of it, I don't have to worry about any of the tacks falling off or anything like that if I bump it around, so that should be decent. Alright, so I got the driver's side done now. I'm not really too happy with this stuff, but I'll admit I just got like super lazy and didn't really care what any of this looked like. And this is just a patch piece because I MIG welded it from the bottom and then it had a big gap here, so I just patched in that. It's all under the truck inside the frame rail, so I'm not really that worried about it. Doing this stuff on my back, underneath fitting it, trying to MIG weld it. I was just getting kind of, frustrated and didn't really care that much. I just want to get the thing in and hopefully it quiets it down. So, but yeah, I did put V-bands on both sides. These are the Shitbox Supply V-bands. Actually really nice quality V-bands, and the clamps are really nice. They do have the male-female lip on them, so that's cool. So then I'll be able to disconnect the front and back separately. Like if I have to work on the front, I can just undo the V-bands, drop the middle section out, and and also because I wouldn't be able to get the whole piece in and out with the transmission cross member and the drive shaft safety loop in there. Drive shaft safety loop, that was a little hard to say. So without unbolting that stuff, I can still remove and install the exhaust pretty easily. So the big difference is actually in the cab. It's not very loud. It's still a little loud, but it's not like ear-throbbing loud. So be able to go drive it tomorrow and see what it really looks like. Do some drive-by passes and see what it sounds like. Alrighty, so we're driving now, and I'm driving with the whole window open, and I'm not yelling. I'm not yelling. Steering line or something. Lost my power steering. Arms of the angel far away. Blew the power steering line. I can't really tell where yet. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for exhaust noises, so let's do that. Cage in it. I think I'm going to put a 10-point cage in it. I think I figured out that I can do the rear bars without going out the back window, because the rule book says it has to be at a 30-degree angle minimum, and I think 30 degrees I can still get it to go underneath the window. So I'm going to try that, because I definitely want to get a cage